What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Summer Career Mode. This is episode number 57. We started this with seeing that Dzeko's transfer talks with Porto have broken down. I'm probably going to release him before the season ends, not going to lie. Or it's just at the end of the season, sorry, before the new season starts. And look at our fixtures for April. Now our final three are Empoli at home, Sampdoria away, and Cagliari at home as well. Now all three of those are winnable. But before we get there, possibly the biggest the biggest four games in a row, without question, since we've joined Inter Milan. We start with a trip to the Stadio Olimpico to take on Roma. We just faced Lazio and had our first defeat of the calendar year since the loss in the Milan derby back in mid-December. And now we take on the league leaders. 9 games to go, 8 points behind Jose Mourinho's side. Simply put, the scenario is this. Win this game, we cut it to 5, 8 games to go, and there's still a chance we'll win this title. Lose the game, 11 points behind, 8 games to go. That will be that. And we just lost to this very ground to Lazio so recently in our last game, and had the worst possible start in this one. 7 minutes in, and Nesri, he is currently the second highest scorer in the Serie A, third highest scorer right now in the Serie A, I believe. Makes it 1-0, Roma take the lead. And I was like, it's alright, it's okay, we can come back from this, no problems whatsoever. We almost went 2-0 down, 16 minutes in, Unai Simon bailing me out. Got off to an awful start in this game. On the other end, took me about 22 minutes to get my first chance here from a corner. Kept the chance alive, and Federico Chiesa's ambitious effort tipped over the bar as we were still trailing by 1. And to be honest, that was my only chance in the first half. I didn't create much at all. Roma had been the better team. They had a deserved lead as well, but I'll be totally honest here. We were 6 minutes into added time when Stefan Savic, the former Atletico Madrid man, put Roma 2 goals up. Look in the top left. Look in the top left right now. Plus 1 minute of added time. That was 6 minutes in. 6 minute of stoppage time, and we conceded. Now, I know it is a bit of a common problem, but really? Sixth minute? And that is stretching the definition of a minimum of X minutes additional time to be added on. That's stretching the That's stretching minimum, man. 6th minute when it was only supposed to be 1. Unbelievable. So Roma leading by 2, and to be honest, I did get a couple of chances in the game. The best one fell to the skipper Denzel Dumfries, but I put it wide in the post. We still trail by 2. And with 90 minutes to go, Roma lethal in the second half. Got 1 chance and took it. Went 3 goals up, and that would do it. We shipped 3 here against Lazio in a 3-1 loss, and we shipped 3 here against Roma as well. And Mourinho's side weren't done there either. 2 minutes to go, down by 3, game over. Stefan Savic finds Avila, who scored their second. He offloads to Jude Bellingham, and the former Dortmund man makes it 4. I think Simon probably should have saved that one really, but even so, Jude Bellingham, the English midfielder, makes it 4, and that would do it. I love the celebrations too, leaping over the advertising hoardings there for the goal. The killer 4th of the night, final score in Rome at the Stadio Olimpico. Jose Mourinho's Roma 4, Dox's Inter Milan 0. No doubt about it though. You know, I always say this, I presented the highest package very, very fairly. Had a couple of chances, but the XG wasn't the highest. Dumfries' chance was the best in the game for me. Didn't play my best in that game, but tore it apart on the other end. Roma kept holding the ball so well and took their chances when they got them. 4-0 though. 4-0, equaling my worst defeat as Inter Milan manager, the other one coming at home to Juventus as well. And after such a great unbeaten stretch in the Serie A, dating all the way back to mid-December in the Milan derby, back-to-back losses see us drop out of the top 4 and now go 11 points behind Roma with 8 games to go. I think that game there might have been the one where we lose any chance of winning the title. You know, because of form in FIFA career mode, it is still possible we could pull it out of the bag. But if we're going to do it, we've got to win 8 games out of 8. And it's not an impossible task for us to do that with a 5-star Inter Milan side. But we need massive slip-ups from the teams above us, and we've got to be 100% between now and the end of the season. Not impossible, but almost. I'd say our chance of winning the title come the end of that game, how we won it, would have been about 35-40%, still outsiders, but cutting it up to 5 or 8 games to go. Now, about 10 at best. At best, probably 5% possibly with the teams above us right now as well. So, Yeah, I gotta say, Arsenal in the title this season is coming in. I've had time. We took over, I think Inter played their first 6 games. We had most of the season, a vast majority of the season, but unfortunately, in the biggest of games, that's when I've struggled this season. Yes, we beat Milan in a Milan derby, but even so, we lost to AC Milan in the other Milan derby, got thrashed by Juve, thrashed by Roma, beaten by Lazio. It's the big teams where I've really struggled with Inter Milan this season since coming in. And that meant heading into this game, I wasn't feeling confident. Back-to-back losses. 7 goals shipped in our last 2, and only 1 scored as well. And now who do we face? Manchester City away at the Etihad Stadium. First leg of the Champions League, quarter-final away against my old team, who are 8 points clear in the Premier League as they aim to retain it. We brought them back silver after true trophy of the seasons at the Etihad Stadium. They're back in the big time for this year, their first European season after none in the last 2. Into the last 8, now taking on my new team. I was absolutely bricking pre-game because I talk about it all the time. When you face your old team for the first time, especially away from home, you really want to win it, man. You really want to win it. Added emphasis with this being a Champions League quarter-final. Added emphasis with this being our first season in the Champions League. Added emphasis with us losing the past 2. So taking on Man City, I was very nervous, and right from kickoff we fell behind. Rodrigo, signed for this season, the former Real Madrid winger, makes it 1-0. We had a couple of chances after that, a simple save for Edison, and then Bastoni heading over kept it at 1-0, and it was 6 minutes to go before the break. Man City could have doubled their lead here. KDB taking aim from range. Good stop by Simon, making sure we weren't trailing by 2 at the break. I hadn't really done anything in this game, nothing clear cut, not many chances, but with 13 minutes to go, get in! Bullet header from Moise Kean as we find the leveller. Second half was awful, man. Absolutely awful. Man City didn't get any chances at all. We only really got the one coming from this set piece, but a corner whipped into the middle, and Moyes just wanted it more than John Stones. Out leaps the former Evertonian, and our former Evertonian makes it 1-1 and gives us the equaliser with 12 minutes to go. He's been my saviour, not for the first time this season. I said he was my main man, and he certainly has been. Moise Kean, heads only, Memphis corner, and Inter scrap a draw in the first leg. Didn't play very well. Didn't play very well at all. It was quite an even game. Neither side were at their best for 2 5-star blockbuster starting lineups. It wasn't the best of games, really, but I'm going to take that, mate. I'm going to take that every single day of the week. I was so nervous heading into that game there. I really was fearing the worst when Rodrigo scored an opener. I thought the floodgates could open, but instead managed to get a foothold in the game. Got one late chance through that set piece and took it as well. I was absolutely buzzing about that. So going back to the San Siro, we're tied at 1-1. But it doesn't change the fact we've now had no wins in our last 3. With 8 games to go, we're now 11 points beyond league leaders Roma, and we're still outside the top 4 on goal difference with Lazio. So for the third game, Juventus away in Turin. We got humbled by them 4-0. It was my first defeat as Inter Milan manager in the first half of the season. This was the game where we had to return to winning ways, and 18 minutes in, wrap this guy up in cotton wool because he is too important. Moise Kean, former Juventus forward, makes it 1-0 and gives us the opener. Shows the respect with the celebration. Quick little counter-attack, and our number 17 gets goal number 19 in minute number 18. Inter lead Turin, and it's Kean with a goal. And in the first half, I absolutely shut Juve down. Vlahovic is going for the golden boot right now. I didn't give him a sniff. Jonathan David, the Canadian, always caused me problems. In the first half, absolutely anonymous. I really shut Juve down, and right before the break, where would I be without this man? And I tell you what, we wouldn't be in the Champions League quarter-final, and we would not be still within a minor chance of winning the Serie A as well. Moise Kean gets on the end of a Chiesa flick and makes it 2-0 right before the break. In the second half, Juve needed to respond, and they did. 15 minutes after the restart, just past the hour mark, Dusan Vlahovic going for the golden boot with the former Fiorentina forward. Does make it 2-1, but fortunately, we managed to hold on. Final score in Turin, Juve 1, Inter 2, and after 3 games without a win, really tough run in the biggest patch of the season for us. No doubt about it, with the big games coming here. This was absolutely massive. One of the best wins of the season for me. No doubt about it, because I needed it. It wasn't the fact that it wasn't like a big scoreline or an offensive masterclass, but it was what the game represented. You know, no wins in 3, really, really tough mini patch of form, back-to-back losses in the league, taking on a side in the top 4, and now, simply put, had to win that game. The pressure was on, and we delivered, and most importantly, Moyes did. So for the second leg, I thought we just beat Juve. This is it, baby. Champions League quarter-final second leg. Man City in our own backyard. And Lord knows I wanted this. Moyes rescued me late on at the Etihad Stadium. No away goals in European ties now, as we know. But keep a clean sheet here and get a goal. And we are going through to the Champions League semi-final. But once again, just like in the northwest of England, this man scored an early opener. Rodrigo makes it 1-0 and City in front from a corner worked into the box. You know, I've talked about it before. The one type of goal which I can see more than any other to the AI is balls that are worked in from the flank. I can't stop it. I can't stop it. When the AI pass in from the flank and from the side, I cannot stop them. They went a goal up through Rodrigo, and then just a few minutes afterwards, how do you stop this man? Well, I did a pretty decent job of it in the first leg, but 22 minutes into the second, Erling Haaland, my top scorer last year. He won the Golden Boot last year. He set a record with 33 goals in the Premier League last year. He was my guy last year. This time, my nemesis makes it 2. We've been breached too easily, and Manchester City had a 2-goal cushion in the first half. Well, do you know what? It's okay. We battled back in the first leg against Man City and found a leveller. We can battle back from 2 goals down here as well. 42 minutes in, we had a chance to half deficit. Moyes keen hits the woodwork though, and Man City would escape. And from that, they came on the break. KDB offloads to Phil Foden, back to the Belgian, who spreads it out wide to the goal scorer Rodrigo in the first goal. He beats his man, rolls it across. Foden takes a touch. And Phil Foden makes it 3 right before the break. And what a swing in Milan. We could have cut the deficit to 1, half the scoreline, and made it 2-1 on the night. And instead, Man City put the tie to bed. What a swing right before half-time. What a sucker punch. Moyes Keane takes that chance. We take momentum, and you never know in the second half. Instead, we hit the woodwork, City go on the other end, and Foden wraps it up. Final score would be Inter 0, Manchester City 3. But that wasn't the worst part. This was the worst part. 9 minutes after the restart, I thought we'll keep Moyes out there just in case we can pull off an epic comeback. Oh my goodness. What did I just say a moment ago? Wrap this guy up in cotton wool. I should have taken him off. I should have taken him off. At the break, I should have said, Moyes, stay in the dressing room, mate, and have an early bath. Because this tie's over. I merit the report of a clean challenge. But the knock on Moyes Keane sees him go down, holding that shoulder. And Manchester City knew not only were they going through, but they were going to injure my top scorer for the rest of the night. And possibly for the rest of my season. Final score in Milan. Inter 0, Man City 3. Beaten by the better team. Couldn't stop their high-powered offense. Haaland, Foden and Rodrigo with the goals. They were more clinical, as simple as that. Rodrigo brilliant in both ties. But the worst news of all wasn't us going out, wasn't us getting humbled, wasn't us losing 3 games in our last 4 in all competitions. Because as bad as that is, we still got 7 games to go in the Serie A. Our only problem is, we'll be missing for the final 7 games our top scorer, my main man, and the big dog, Moyes Keane. Done for the season with a dislocated shoulder. When it rains, it pours at FIFA career mode. 11 points off Roma now, still behind Lazio and 2 behind Milan as well. 7 games remaining out of the Champions League. No chance of winning the Serie A and not even in the top 4. The season is unravelling at the worst possible time. But that will end today's episode of the Realistic Summer Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you for the next episode of the Realistic Summer Career, featuring 5 of the final 7 games in the Serie A very soon.